Good morning and welcome to the Motivational Devotional, where we are merging motivation and spirituality to create a daily dose of confident positivity. I hope that this morning's podcast will help you to be more spiritually and positively motivated so that you can transform your day. I talk every day on this podcast about dreams and goals. To live a life of happiness, we need to have a sense of purpose. And to have a sense of purpose, we need to have a dream. Nobody should ever judge the quality of another person's dream. That is intensely personal. My dream for my life is an image I hold in my mind of what I want my life to look like when I'm at the end of my life. I set goals to get me there. I've had to change and adjust it from time to time, and that is what brings us to what I'm talking about today. Let's say you're in your 20s, and you're grabbing hold of ideas about success and motivation. Maybe you've finished some education and you're on a career path that you want to continue to build upon. You can only dream from where you are, and so you imagine and set in concrete a dream for your life. We incorporate the significant relationships we have, and we can't help but include career, hobbies, and whatever else is important. Years go by with setting goals. Failures happen. Challenges get overcome, and new goals get set. Then maybe there is a huge life-changing event, such as a divorce or death in the family or change in your career that you couldn't help. Imagine being a television repair tech before everything went solid state, and then one day you find that your job is just obsolete and you have no career. Things like that happen. Also, when we go to school and we want to learn to be a professional this or that, we often don't have a real understanding of what it will be like to do that profession every single day, and then once we're in it, reality rides our backs, and what we thought we were getting into isn't how it really is. You can come to a point in which something within your lifelong dream can no longer realistically be in it. I had dreams, just like most of us did back in my teenage years. I had lots of dreams, and they were big dreams. I was going to be this, and I was going to be that, have lots of money, be famous by the time I was 40 years old. Most of these dreams didn't come to fruition, if for no other reason than a lack of focus and a lack of understanding of what it takes. As we grow older, we do one of two things. Either we continually adjust the plan so that we can repair and restore our dreams, or we let them lay broken and we eventually abandon them. Personally, I can't imagine a life like that. Everybody needs to have a future story that provides hope. None of us ever needs to abandon our dreams. We can always find restoration. Granted, if a person had a dream of being a dancer and at middle age can no longer physically achieve that dream, then an adjustment may be necessary. However, there was a few years ago a woman with no legs below her knees competing on Dancing with the Stars at a high level of skill. That might help us realize that our excuses for not achieving our dreams might not be reasons. They might just be excuses. If you ever broke something and started putting it back together with glue, you might have succeeded in it looking good as new. I remember as a 4-year-old playing inside the house with outside toys, and I hit this Native American vase that my mother had gotten when we took a vacation through Pueblo, Colorado. She didn't get it then. My dad bought it as a gift, and she got it for their anniversary. It broke into lots of pieces when it hit the floor. It was one of the few times that I ever saw my mother extremely emotionally upset. I tried to help her pick it up, but being 4, I was no help, and she just told me to go outside. Might have been safer for me. Afterward, she hugged me and forgave me, but she was still in tears. The rest of my life, I occasionally noticed that vase on a shelf with all its seams glued together, and a few little missing spots that were never found, and it was a reminder that things can be repaired. They can be glued back together, but the glue is not made of regret or resentment. The glue that holds broken dreams together is made of love. Love for the dream and love for those who help us to rebuild them. Regardless of what dreams we have abandoned or tried to glue back together in life, if they aren't sticking back together, maybe it's because regret or resentment are getting in the way and keeping the glue from sticking. Maybe somebody is trying to love you through it. Maybe you've forgotten the love you had for the dream in the first place. Trust that it is still there. If it seemed like a good idea at the time, realize that it will always be a good idea regardless of the time. Hope does spring eternal, and dreams are not only for the young. They are for the young at heart, and that can be any of us at any age, because when you trust that all of creation is conspiring in your favor, that will make you young at heart, and the universe will always have your back. C.S. Lewis once said, "You are never too old to set another goal or to dream a new dream." Thank you for taking the time to listen today. Please help keep this podcast going by following the Motivational Devotional Facebook page, following @Threefold Way Radio on Twitter, and sharing the written format of today's message from motivational-devotional.com on your social media. I am deeply grateful for your support, and thank you for letting Motivational Devotional be part of your journey. Peace out. See you tomorrow. Motivational Devotional is in production of Threefold Way Radio, LLC.